those coal miners who went to work and picked that shovel up, hand-loaded, got killed in the coal mines, got their backs broken in the coal mines, got their legs cut off in the coal mines. They made John L. Lewis. John L. Lewis didn't make them. And I've had the benefit of having people like Johnny Palmer and 1,000 of others out there that's picked Cecil Roberts up time and time and time again to lift me up when I didn't know what was going to happen tomorrow. And Johnny, God bless you and thank you for being my friend, brother. Who are we? Who are we? Who? Who? Now, I want to tell the general public for a moment what it means to be a working class person, what it means to be in a union. Let me tell you what we need to do, brothers and sisters. We need to get back to the business of what made this movement. Dr. King says, part of the greatness of America is the right to protest for right. Let me tell you what we're all about here. We're about the middle class. We built the middle class. There are some young people today, when they go to school, they're taught that the rich folks made America, that the corporations made America, and I'm afraid that someday we're going to sing a national anthem saluting the CEOs and saluting the corporations. Let me tell you who made America. Working class people made America. If you do not belong to a union, what you should do every day, but at least today, you should say thank you, those members of organized labor. Thank you for the high wages I'm getting. Thank you for the health care that I have. Thank you for the vacation I went on down to Myrtle Beach. Thank you for the personal days. Thank you for the floating days. Thank you for giving me the middle class values that I have. And non-union folks didn't get that. The corporations didn't give that. People are always saying, well, what's the company's going to give us? I got news for you. Nothing. They've never given you anything. What you have, you took. What you have, you took. What you had, you took. And just who are we? You ever think about that? We're the firefighters who saved the nation. We're police officers like those two wonderful people who gave their lives this past week for us, who protect the nation. We're the nurses who healed the nation. We're the school teachers who taught the nation. We're the construction workers who built the nation. We're the coal miners that energized the nation. We are America. We at the UMWA are in the midst of a real confrontation here. Peabody Coal is the largest coal company in the world. Peabody Coal is around the world. Peabody Coal has more money than most nations have. But in 2007, 5 years ago, they said, don't like being in West Virginia, don't like being in Kentucky, because the union tries to challenge us there. Let's just form a new company. They formed Patriot in their offices in St. Louis. They said, you, and you're the new officers of Patriot. And by, here's what you get as far as assets. And by the way, here's what you get as far as liabilities. They pushed them out the door with $1 billion worth of liabilities in pensioners' health care. That's a paper trick. That's a paper trick. Now, they may legally be able to get away with something like this, but morally, we'll fight them from St. Louis to New York to Logan County to Pennsylvania, all 50 states in the Union. This cannot about this? Well, I'll tell you one thing. When 100 coal miners walk into the St. Louis offices where that big tower of power is of Peabody, and we sat down in their lobby and said, we aren't going anywhere till you pay the bills that you promised to pay, until we go out and picket every operation they got. Non-union operations, union operations. We'll stand and we'll fight just like we fought at Pittston. 4,000 of us went to jail. I went to jail more than once. I don't mind being the first one to jail, but I can't be the last one to jail. Now, I got a question for you. Do you believe the middle class is worth fighting for? Do you believe that your health care is worth fighting for? Do you believe your pensions are worth fighting for? Are you in the belief that the future of your kids and your grandkids is worth fighting for? Let me tell you how strong you must be committed. Dr. Martin Luther King, in the middle of the Birmingham demonstrations in the 60s, was trying to get people to go to jail with him, and they wouldn't do it. They were afraid. They were afraid to get in old Bull Connor's jail. They were afraid the next time somebody saw them, they'd be laying out in the woods hung. They'd be dead. They'd be shot. And they were afraid. And Dr. King said this: if you don't have something that you would die for, you don't have a life worth living. And I submit to you that this fight for the working class is worth fighting for. It's worth struggling for. It's worth going to jail for. And yes, I want to testify right now, it's worth dying for. That's right. Yeah. Are you ready to make a stand? Yeah. We've got to be ready. We got to go back to the old way. Whenever we were out in the streets, organized labor was at its best. We were out marching when we built the CIO. We were out demonstrating when we organized the coal mines. We were out demonstrating whenever we organized the steel workers. We were demonstrating when we organized the auto workers. We were in the street. We weren't gathered up on Labor Day. We were gathered up every day. We got to be about the business of marching. There's nothing wrong with marching. I know Christians sometimes get a little bothered by going out and sitting in front of somebody's coal mine, because somebody might say that's illegal. I want to remind you that Jesus took a whip and he went into the temple and he drove the money changers out of the temple. We got to be about the business of going to St. Louis and going to Wall Street and taking a whip and driving the money changers out. Nothing wrong with marching. Gandhi marched, Dr. King marched, Jesus marched, John L. Lewis marched, and Moses marched. And when we get the business of standing in the streets and standing in front of the coal mines and demonstrating everywhere we believe we need to be, we got to say what? There ain't nobody gonna turn us around. There ain't no courthouse gonna turn us around. There ain't no junction gonna turn us around. There ain't no jailhouse gonna turn us around. There ain't no U.S. Marshal gonna turn us around. Oh, Peabody ain't gonna turn us around. Patriot's not gonna turn us around. The Chamber of Commerce ain't gonna turn us around. The business community ain't gonna turn us around. There ain't nobody gonna turn this movement around. United we stand. United we stand. United we stand. Divided we fall. A wrong dog is a wrong dog. God bless all of you.